They have released the 911 call made after Ramone Alston kicked rocks out in these wilderness streets by the guards, by the way. It's very interesting. Yeah, it's weird, but we got to talk about this, guys. We definitely got to talk about this. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Pascal. Welcome to the Pascal Show. As you guys already know, there is a man on the loose in North Carolina right now as we speak by the name of Ramone Alston. He is known as the Christmas quote unquote unaliver. He took the life of a 1-year-old a few years back, and now he has kicked rocks. He's out here in these wilderness streets, nowhere to be found. And what's interesting is the guards, what they said is that he was able to slip through his feet shackles, through his feet cuffs, okay? And then as soon as they opened up the van, because he was going there, he was going to the hospital, he was taking a trip to the hospital, suddenly out of nowhere, they open up the door and he pushes a guard over and just hauls ass into a densely wooded area. Obviously, I got a lot of questions about this whole situation because I feel like they could have ran after him. There's so many things that I feel like the guards could have done, but they didn't do. And then now we got the 911 call, and we have got to listen to this. We got to check out this news clip. I just think this is weird. I feel like it's a little weird. Okay, I got to be real. All right, so let's take a look at this. Without further ado, let's hop right into this mug. All right, weird indeed.
And that breaking news this noon, we are hearing for the first time the moments after an inmate escaped from a Hillsborough hospital. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. Thanks for joining us. 911 calls give some insight into the chaotic situation when Ramone Alston escaped. WRL's Sean Gallagher is live at the Orange County Sheriff's Office with the latest. Sean.
Yeah, Renee, when the sheriff gave us the timeline of events yesterday, he said it all happened so fast. 1 minute, Ramone Alston was in custody, and the very next minute, he was gone.
Now, I got to be honest. I think this is a little bit weird. I know that some people might sit there and say, no, it's not odd for them to call 911. I'm sure it's not. You know what I mean? But at the same time, still the series of events still seem a bit odd to me. I'm not sitting here saying that there's any foul play. No, I'm not wearing a tinfoil hat. Trust and believe I am not. But I do find this whole thing a little bit awkward, right? He was able to slip through the shackles, his feet shackles, and then kick rocks. Allegedly, he's wearing like a gray top or a light colored top and some khaki pants. And of course, if he's still in his restraints, he still has handcuffs that are tethered basically to a belly chain that's around his belly with like a padlock attached to it as well. So him maneuvering around here out there in these wilderness streets would be a little bit difficult, right? So how could he go and just haul ass the way that he did? I'm sorry, it just seems a bit odd. Either he really saw an opportunity and he just booked it, or we had some really lazy guards here. I'm sorry. I got to be real. They didn't even bother he ran into the he ran into the bush is what we going to do. This seems a bit odd to me, guys. A bit odd, but let's get into this, all right?
And here are the moments directly after that happened, the 911 call announcing he had escaped.
We are notifying our units. Where was the last place exactly he was seen? Where was he running from? What door? Where was he?
He's running from the hospital emergency room.
Okay.
Doesn't his voice kind of sound like AI? Like a really deep AI? Or is it just me? I'm sure it's a real person, but at the same time, his voice is so deep, he sounds fake.
Which door? Is it the emergency room door?
Yes, right here in the back.
We were going to pull him out the vehicle. He got his cuff on. He can't go that far.
I mean, unless they modulated their voices so that we couldn't find out who they were. That must be what it is, because this is so odd that both of them would have deep voices like this. But let's continue.
He just took off running.
Now, let me show you that. Yeah, we were just getting ready to pull him out of the vehicle. He's got his cuffs on. He can't go that far. I feel like that's a joke, isn't it? A little bit. Like a little bit of a joke. Okay, he just took off running because he's nowhere to be found, guys. He gone. Okay, him gone. Him ghost out here in these wilderness streets. But let them continue.
Now, all of this sparked a 33-hour ground search for Alston, but he vanished. Crews from 19 different law enforcement agencies were involved from across the state, and now they're switching to more of an intelligence investigation. And we've just learned that they've increased the reward for tips to $50,000.
Dang, $50,000 now, y'all. Yesterday it was 35. It went up a whole $15,000 more dollars. $50,000. So if you know anything that's going on, please contact the local police over there. Please let them know what's going on, because let's be real. All jokes aside, this monster is out on the loose, okay? And he's nowhere in the radius, in the vicinity of where he left from this hospital. He's nowhere near this hospital. So please, if you know anything, say something. If you see something, say something for show.
Now, the DOC tells me the officers who were involved in this transport are still actively working. They tell me there's no indication at this time that they did anything improper.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. I feel a little different about that. I'm going to be honest. You got two guards that are still on duty right now. And I get it. Everyone needs to make a buck. But at the same time, shouldn't they take a few days off? I mean, this is not good, not only just for the public, but also for the prisoners as well. You think the prisoners aren't going to hear about this and think, maybe I can do the same thing. Man, maybe then suddenly you're going to see a lot of people in the rec hall working on sprints. Okay, they're going to be out in the yard just working on sprints randomly. You're like, why is everybody doing the 50-yard dash suddenly? I'm confused, because they're all looking at it like, okay, as long as we get those two guards taking us to the hospital, maybe we can have a holly jolly Christmas. You see what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, hey, have them sit down. Let them sit down somewhere. You know what I mean? Have them do some desk work or something like that. If you really don't think that they have any involvement in this, if there's nothing, corrupt or sinister going on with this escape, and they didn't have any involvement in it, give them, a desk duty or something for a second. Okay. That's all I'm saying. Just do that. Because like I said, I can see a lot of other prisoners catching on this idea and trying to do the same doggone thing. But let's hear a little bit more. They got some more to say. Let's rock and roll.
Security on Durham Tech's Orange County campus today as they return to class for the first time since a convicted murderer escaped near the school. The manhunt for Ramone Alston is now in its third day. The Orange County Sheriff warns anyone who may be helping him will be charged with the felony. More than 300.
Now, you got to remember, that's what he said in the press conference. He's like, we got some tips. And any of y'all who have anything to do with his escape, we gonna get you too. So the fact that he's vanished this way, he's got to have some help. He had to have gotten some help somehow.
100 local, state, and federal law enforcement officers are involved in the manhunt to track Alston down. He escaped custody Tuesday morning while at UNC Hospitals Hillsborough Campus for a medical appointment. The Orange County Sheriff says he believes someone helped Alston escape, but he doesn't think it was a law enforcement officer.
Now, I feel like we really need to see the footage. If there's any security cam footage, body cam footage. From what we understand, there is some sort of footage out here. Also, they really do need to look into any phone calls he had, because I know that they record every phone call that is made going out of the prison, right? Last I checked. So if they can comb through all those phone conversations, see if he's talking in code. Because if he's talking to somebody in particular, there's a good possibility that that person could have him right now. I know, sometimes I'm smart, I mean, don't they record? Don't they record these phone calls? So that's one way of trying to figure this thing out. Go through all of his phone calls. At least see what it's been like for the last month. If he's done any phone calls in the last month, comb through all those conversations, see if there's any inkling of code, or if he's just blatantly saying like, yo, meet me here at this particular hospital. I'm going to say that I'm sick. He might be that dumb to do something like that. Anything's possible, right? But I still urge that they go and they look into those guards as well. I'm not sitting here saying that they did anything sinister, but I feel like they need to go do some desk work, take some time off or something like that, and ask them some very hard questions just to see, okay? Again, this monster could have easily just found an opportunity and just pounced at the opportunity, no doubt. But at the same time, somebody helped him do this for sure. Either it's inside or it's outside. Definitely something with outside, but there may be something going on inside. Quite possibly. Anyway, guys, that's the video. Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think? You know, do you think he did this alone? You think he got help from the inside, or do you think he only got help from the outside? Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Hit that like button down below. Don't forget to crush that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, crush that follow button on my Facebook page. It'd be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family on both platforms. Anyways, time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll talk soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.